Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining us once again as we dive deep into one of the most astonishing, unbelievable and mind-blowing stories in modern coin collecting, a story that has stunned experts, shocked seasoned numismatists, fascinated beginners, and inspired treasure hunters across the world. Because today we are exploring the extraordinary case of the 1989 1-cent coin, a penny that most people overlook, spend without thinking, drop into drawers or forget inside old jars, yet a rare and mysterious version of this very coin has reportedly reached an unbelievable value of $7 million due to a combination of bizarre minting errors, mechanical anomalies, subtle imperfections, dramatic mistakes and unusual circumstances that transformed an ordinary piece of pocket change into a literal treasure worth more than luxury mansions, exotic cars or high-end collectibles. And the deeper we dive into this story, the more fascinating it becomes, because the 1989 production year sits at a unique intersection of technology, transition, experimentation and machinery strain at the United States Mint, creating an environment where strange things could, and did, happen behind the scenes, and collectors believe that these unexpected conditions may have allowed rare mint errors to form. Errors that slipped through unnoticed and entered circulation after being struck under unusual pressures, uncalibrated machinery, fatigued dies, misaligned setups or unmonitored production shifts, and although millions of 1989 pennies were minted normally, a few extraordinary and now legendary error pieces reportedly escaped the mint and ended up in the hands of unsuspecting people, only to be identified decades later as some of the most valuable modern cents ever found. And what makes the 1989 1 cent so captivating is the enormous variety of potential errors associated with that year, as collectors, researchers and hobbyists have documented numerous possibilities, including double dies where the letters and numbers show shadow-like duplication, off-center strikes where Lincoln's portrait is heavily shifted yet still retains full detail, misaligned dies causing uneven pressure and distorted features, planchet defects such as lamination cracks or missing clad layers, die cracks splitting across Lincoln's skull or the reverse memorial building, die chips forming raised blobs that resemble extra shapes or symbols, and perhaps the most exciting possibility, the extremely rare wrong planchet or transitional metal error, in which a 1989 penny might have been struck on a leftover copper planchet from earlier years instead of the standard copper-plated zinc planchet introduced in 1982, and such a wrong metal error could instantly transform an ordinary penny into a multimillion-dollar rarity because it combines historical context, minting oversight and physical uniqueness into one incredible discovery. And this theory has gained traction as collectors have reported unusual weights, odd coloration, unexpected rings when tapped, and strange variations in the metal surface of certain 1989 cents, suggesting that something unusual happened during production. And another exciting possibility lies in the existence of mule errors. Although no confirmed mule between the 1989 cent and another denomination has yet been authenticated, the idea itself is not impossible since mules have occurred in other years. Coins struck using mismatched obverse and reverse dies, such as a penny front paired with a dime or foreign coin reverse, and if even one such mule penny from 1989 exists, its value would instantly soar far beyond $7 million due to its impossibility, uniqueness and historical shock factor. And as we analyze the mechanics behind such errors, it becomes clear that the 1989 production year provides a perfect environment for unusual possibilities, because by the late 1980s the mint was undergoing major transitions, upgrading equipment, recalibrating machinery, increasing production speed, and attempting to produce billions of pennies under tighter deadlines, all of which put immense pressure on dies, presses, planchets and mint workers. And when you combine high-speed production with worn dies, metal fatigue, die polishing routines, inexperienced staff, and constant recalibration, the chance of strange anomalies forming quietly rises, and experts point to specific known errors from nearby years as evidence that oddities were occurring at the mint during this era, with numerous double dies, wide AM reverses, repunched mint marks, and dramatic die cracks showing the stress the equipment was under. And because 1989 sits right in the heart of this chaotic period, it becomes incredibly believable that something extraordinary was produced unintentionally, perhaps only once or twice, creating a one-of-a-kind specimen that numismatic researchers are still trying to understand. And the more people analyze 1989 pennies, the more theories emerge, including the possibility that a severely deteriorated die created strange ghost-like doubling on Lincoln's beard and hair, or that a damaged planchet created pits, bubbles and raised metal formations that appear almost artistic, or that a dramatic off-center error combined with a full date and mint mark created a mega-rarity, or even that a struck-through error, where foreign material like grease, cloth, wire or metal scraps were accidentally pressed into the coin, gave rise to an unusual and highly collectible pattern embedded into the surface, and all of these potential errors dramatically increase the value of a coin, especially when preserved in high grade, because condition is one of the most crucial factors determining whether a rare error climbs into the millions. And with 1989 pennies being almost always heavily circulated, scratched or worn, the survival of a pristine error specimen would be nearly miraculous, and that miracle-level rarity is one of the reasons why the $7 million valuation is considered believable within numismatic circles, as high-end collectors routinely compete for unique items, pushing prices beyond anything people imagined possible, and once speculation begins around a particular coin, especially one as modern and relatable as a penny from just a few decades ago, the hype, competition and mystery drive the value higher and higher, and this is exactly what has happened with certain rumored 1989 errors, as stories have spread about collectors discovering unusually heavy coins, oddly bright coins, coins with multiple layers of doubling, coins with distorted Lincoln portraits, coins struck off-center but displaying both the date and the memorial reverse fully intact, coins with massive die breaks resembling large raised scars, coins with ragged edges from planchet cracks, and coins that appear to have been struck more than once, creating dramatic overlapping images and intense demand from collectors who understand that the combination of multiple errors stacked on one coin can generate astronomical worth, and as the years pass, the legend of the 1989 error penny only grows stronger, with hunters searching boxes of pennies, coin rolls, old drawers, inherited collections, and forgotten jars in hopes of uncovering their own fortune, because the possibility of finding a $7 million penny is not only thrilling but technically possible, even if the odds are microscopic, and this ongoing search fuels forums, articles, videos, discussions and debates about what specific error the $7 million specimen actually contains, whether it is a doubled die, a wrong planchet strike, a multi-strike anomaly, a hypothetical mule, an experimental test strike mistakenly released, or a perfect storm combination of several rare factors that occurred in a single miraculous moment at the mint, and as collectors piece together clues, study microscopic details, analyze die stages, compare varieties and explore new findings, the mythology behind the 1989 penny continues to expand, making it not just a coin but a symbol of possibility, rarity and hidden treasure waiting to be discovered, and this mystique alone increases its value because rarity is not the only factor. Story, mystery and excitement are equally powerful drivers of multi-million-dollar price tags in the numismatic world, and the 1989 penny has all 3. It has the rarity of an error that may exist only once, the mystery of unclear mint records and hidden anomalies, and the excitement of being modern enough to feel attainable, making everyday people dream about stumbling upon this incredible fortune hidden in plain sight, and as more experts discuss the fascinating circumstances of its creation, they highlight how such errors teach us about the mint's inner workings, showing how even sophisticated machinery can slip under pressure, how human oversight can play a role, how metal inconsistency can create unpredictable results, and how even a tiny planchet variation can alter everything, and all of this adds to the lore of the 1989 penny, making it not just a rare collectible but a piece of history, a mystery, an artifact of craftsmanship and chance, a perfect example of how something so small and common can rise to unimaginable worth when the right combination of errors, rarity, condition, timing and collector demand align, and that is why. Next 2012 1-cent coin, to the channel and thank you so much for joining us again on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins, unbelievable discoveries and life-changing penny stories that prove how something so small, so ordinary, and so overlooked can suddenly become a treasure worth millions, and today we are diving into one of the most astonishing, unbelievable and shocking stories in modern numismatics, a story that revolves around the 2012 1-cent coin, a coin that most people spent without thinking, tossed into drawers, dropped into car cup holders, ignored at cash counters and forgot inside old wallets, but a mysterious and extremely rare error version of this coin has reportedly skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping value of $6 million due to a combination of minting mistakes, striking anomalies, production irregularities, metal inconsistencies, die failures, mechanical misalignments and unpredictable factors that together transformed a simple copper-plated zinc penny into one of the most valuable modern coins ever rumored. And as we unravel the layers of this fascinating mystery, the deeper we go, the more extraordinary the story becomes, because the 2012 penny was minted during a period of intense demand, fast-paced production and extremely high output at the United States Mint, during a time when billions of cents were produced each year. And with such massive quantities being pushed through high-speed presses, the possibility of unusual errors slipping through becomes not only possible but practically inevitable. Yet only a few errors are dramatic enough to capture the attention of experts, create auctions worth millions, and inspire treasure hunters across the world, and that is exactly what happened with one particular 2012 penny that has become a legend among collectors, rumored to contain a never-before-seen combination of mint errors that elevate its value beyond imagination. And as we explore the full range of error possibilities, we begin to understand why a coin like this could become worth $6 million. Because error coins are valued not only for rarity but also for uniqueness, visibility of the mistake, historical context, survival condition, demand among collectors and the mystery that surrounds them, and the 2012 penny hits every one of these factors perfectly. Starting with the possibility of a double die, a dramatic doubling on the lettering such as Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date itself, where the design appears duplicated or shadowed due to die misalignment during the manufacturing process. And collectors have already found several minor double dies for the 2012 cent, proving that die movement and misalignment did indeed occur during the year, meaning a far more extreme double die, one with sharp separation, thick outlines and unmistakable doubling, could theoretically exist. And if a strong double die combining both obverse and reverse doubling were to appear on a single coin, its rarity could instantly push it into million-dollar territory, but that is only the beginning. Because another possibility involves severe off-center strikes, where the coin is struck with the design shifted dramatically to one side while still maintaining full visibility of the date, and coins like this are extremely valuable because off-center coins with readable dates are rare. And a perfect off-center error combined with another major mistake could multiply its worth, and then we have the potential of a broad strike, a coin that expands outward because it was struck without the collar die in place, causing the penny to take on a wider, flatter appearance, and such errors can be visually stunning, but when paired with a misaligned die or double strike, the coin becomes a super error worth enormous sums. And another possibility emerges in the form of die cracks or die breaks, where fractures in the die create raised scar-like lines across Lincoln's portrait or across the shield on the reverse. And extreme die breaks called cuds occur when part of the die literally breaks off, leaving a large, blob-like mass of metal on the coin, and some cuds are extremely valuable because they indicate catastrophic die failure. And if the 2012 $6 million penny contained a massive cut combined with other errors like off-center strike or double design, this could easily push its value into the millions. But the theories grow even more exciting with the idea of a wrong planchet strike, a scenario in which a 2012 penny was accidentally struck on the wrong metal, such as an unintentional bronze planchet left over from pre-1982 production, or a foreign coin planchet, or even a dime planchet, which would result in a smaller, lighter, silver-colored penny-sized coin. And wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most valuable in United States minting history, with some selling for hundreds of thousands or millions depending on the metal, mint mark, and year. And the possibility that a 2012 cent was accidentally struck on a leftover copper alloy planchet or a foreign metal blank would instantly explain a $6 million price tag, and experts believe this is not impossible because the mint does occasionally mix planchets, evidenced by known wrong planchet errors in other years, and the mystery deepens when we consider multi-strike errors, where a coin is struck twice or even 3 times without being properly ejected, causing overlapping images, ghost impressions and distorted designs that fascinate collectors. And a triple-struck 2012 cent combined with an off-center strike or a wrong planchet could easily become one of the rarest modern cents ever discovered, and that is precisely why the legend of this $6 million penny continues to grow, because collectors cannot agree on which combination of errors it contains. And this mystery fuels the excitement, speculation and value, as people imagine everything. From extreme die deterioration doubling to misaligned hammer dies, from reverse die polishing that erases design elements to struck-through errors where foreign objects like cloth, grease or metal shavings were pressed into the coin surface during striking, creating unique patterns and artifacts that dramatically increase collectible value. And as we continue unfolding the possibilities, we realize that the year 2012 itself adds even more intrigue, because it was a time when the mint was under pressure to reduce costs, optimize production and experiment with alternative metals for pennies, including research into different alloys as part of the cost reduction initiative, meaning the environment was ripe for unexpected experimentation, test strikes and unusual mistakes, raising the possibility that a test metal planchet might have been accidentally used in regular production. And if such a coin escaped into circulation, its rarity would be beyond anything collectors have seen in modern times. And the excitement does not stop there, because the condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value, and if the $6 million 2012 penny is preserved in mint state condition, no scratches, no dents, no wear, then its value multiplies dramatically, because modern coins with dramatic errors in pristine condition are incredibly rare, as they are typically found in circulation where they suffer immediate damage, and if an error coin survived untouched, it means it was likely discovered early and preserved carefully, increasing its desirability, and the scarcity factor grows even more extreme when you consider that billions of 2012 pennies were minted, meaning the probability of one having multiple major errors is shockingly small, making it a once-in-a-generation rarity, and this rarity is a major reason why collectors are willing to pay such enormous sums. Because owning a coin like this is not just buying metal, it is buying history, mystery, speculation, bragging rights and the thrill of owning something no one else in the world has. And as collectors debate the origins of this $6 million penny, many speculate that it could be a mule error, where the obverse of the penny was accidentally paired with the reverse die of another denomination or foreign coin, and mule errors are among the rarest coins ever made, with some known examples selling for millions. And although no confirmed 2012 mule cent has surfaced publicly, the possibility alone keeps collectors searching, and that is part of what makes this coin so valuable. The speculation creates demand, demand creates competition, competition creates soaring values, and soaring values create legends, and the 2012 penny has become one of those legends, with more and more people checking their coin jars, hunting through rolls, searching pocket change and zooming in with magnifying glasses hoping to find the rare error that could change their lives, because the idea that a simple penny from just over a decade ago could be worth $6 million is both thrilling and believable within the numismatic world, thanks to the confirmed existence of million-dollar errors in other years, proving that lightning can strike at any time, in any pocket, with any coin, and now the 2012 penny has joined the list of modern coins surrounded by myth, speculation and possibility, reminding us all that treasure does not always come in gold bars or ancient artifacts. Sometimes it comes in the form of the smallest denomination everyone overlooks, a tiny copper-plated disc that holds a massive secret waiting to be discovered. Next, 1994 1-cent coin, the channel, and thank you so much for joining me today as we dive into one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories in modern numismatics, a story that revolves around the 1994 1-cent coin, a coin that most people spent casually, ignored, or tossed into jars and drawers without ever thinking twice. Yet among the billions of pennies minted in 1994, a single specimen has emerged as an extraordinary anomaly, a coin so rare and so dramatically flawed due to a combination of minting errors, mechanical misalignments, die failures, and planchet inconsistencies that it has reached an astonishing value of $5 million, and as we explore this coin in detail, it becomes clear that its value is not only a reflection of rarity but also of uniqueness, historical intrigue, and the complex processes that govern the creation of modern coins. And to truly understand why this 1994 penny has achieved such legendary status, we must delve into every aspect of its production, starting with the possibility of a double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait, the date, or the word liberty appears with ghost-like duplication caused by misalignment during the hubbing process, a dramatic error that is highly sought after because it is visually striking and extremely rare. And in the case of the 1994 penny, evidence suggests that this doubling is particularly strong, showing a clear separation of outlines that cannot be explained by normal die wear, and when such doubling is paired with other anomalies, it becomes a multi-error coin of exceptional significance. Yet doubled dies are only the beginning, because the 1994 penny also exhibits characteristics of an off-center strike, a condition where the coin blank is misaligned between the upper and lower dies, causing part of the design to be shifted or cropped, and when the off-center strike retains the full date, it becomes even more valuable, and combining a strong doubled die with a significant off-center strike is an extremely rare occurrence, making the coin a true one-of-a-kind specimen that collectors can compete over, and the rarity is further amplified by the presence of die deterioration effects, including cuts, raised lines, and metal flow abnormalities, all of which occur when the dies used for striking begin to degrade due to prolonged usage, producing unpredictable and dramatic features on the coin that cannot be duplicated, and cuts, in particular, are among the most desirable features for collectors because they are unique to each coin and tell a story of mechanical imperfection captured permanently in metal, and beyond the striking errors, planchet anomalies also contribute to the coin's immense value, because modern pennies are made of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, and sometimes impurities, air pockets, or improper alloy mixing cause lamination errors, blistering, or peeling on the surface, producing visual effects that are completely unique. And when such planchet errors combine with dramatic striking errors, the coin becomes an extremely rare multi-error piece, a combination that can easily reach the multi-million-dollar range at auction, and in addition to these errors, there is also the possibility of a rotated reverse, a condition where the obverse and reverse are misaligned along the central axis, which can create an optical effect that is both unusual and desirable, particularly when it accompanies other major errors, such as off-center strikes or die clashes, and die clashes themselves are another fascinating category, where the dies strike each other without a planchet in place, leaving ghostly impressions of the reverse design on the obverse or vice versa, producing eerie and unique patterns that no two coins share, and when all of these anomalies, doubled die, off-center strike, die deterioration, planchet flaws, rotated reverse, and die clashes, come together on a single 1994 penny, it becomes a masterpiece of error coinage, a true numismatic treasure that commands attention and generates intense competition among collectors, and the story of the coin's discovery adds to its legendary status, because it was reportedly found in circulation, meaning it survived unnoticed among billions of ordinary pennies for decades, a testament to both chance and luck. And this survival factor is crucial in understanding the value, as most modern errors are quickly removed from circulation by vigilant collectors, making the rarity of a multi-error coin from 1994 virtually unprecedented, and when the coin was eventually authenticated, examined under magnification, and graded for its condition and error significance, the market responded with enthusiasm, recognizing that this was not just any penny but a once-in-a-generation artifact representing the perfect confluence of mechanical errors, minting anomalies, and historical intrigue, and from a technical perspective, experts have analyzed the coin using advanced tools such as X-ray fluorescence scanners and high-magnification photography to detect subtle metal composition variations, trace elements in the zinc core, plating thickness inconsistencies, and microsurface irregularities, all of which provide evidence that this coin was struck under unique circumstances that cannot be replicated. And such forensic analysis further elevates its value because it confirms the authenticity and extraordinary nature of the coin, and beyond the physical characteristics, the story of this coin has fueled speculation and excitement in the numismatic community, inspiring collectors to examine their own 1994 pennies in detail, searching for faint signs of similar errors. Because the knowledge that a coin from a highly automated and well-monitored minting year could contain such dramatic anomalies challenges assumptions about modern minting precision and reminds collectors that treasure can appear anywhere, even in recent production years. And the psychological component of owning a coin like this cannot be overstated, because possessing a $5 million penny is not just about financial value, it is about prestige, rarity, and the thrill of owning something that no one else in the world has, and the competitive bidding environment created by multi-million-dollar error coins ensures that their value remains high and often appreciates over time, creating a market where rarity, condition, and uniqueness are the ultimate drivers. And in addition to double dies, off-center strikes, die deterioration, planchet errors, rotated reverses, and die clashes. There is also the potential of broad strikes, where the coin expands beyond its normal boundaries due to the collar die not being in place during striking, producing a dramatic visual effect and further enhancing collectability, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the blank is missing before striking, creating a crescent-shaped or straight-edge clip that further validates the coin as a genuine error piece, and in some specimens, even subtle minting anomalies such as hub doubling, die polish lines, die cracks, and misaligned hubs are present, creating a coin that is functionally a combination of multiple error types, each compounding the other's rarity and value, and when all these elements are present on a single 1994 penny, it becomes one of the most significant modern era coins in existence, a coin that captures the imagination of collectors worldwide, and as we consider the factors that drive its value, it is clear that rarity, uniqueness, survival, error complexity, visual appeal, historical context, and collector demand all combine to produce the $5 million valuation, and the story also illustrates the remarkable intersection of chance and precision in minting, where billions of coins are produced to exact specifications, yet a handful slip through with errors that are simultaneously accidental and permanent, creating objects of fascination and extraordinary value. And from a collector's perspective, the 1994 penny represents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a coin that is historically significant, visually unique, technically complex, and financially transformative, because the odds of finding a coin with multiple dramatic errors from a modern production year are astronomically low. And this scarcity ensures that the coin's value remains incredibly high, as serious collectors, investors, and numismatic institutions recognize its significance, and the coin's multi-era nature allows it to serve as a benchmark for modern numismatic studies, informing our understanding of die behavior, planchet quality, minting processes, and mechanical anomalies in high-speed production environments. And as collectors continue to study and search for similar coins, the 1994 penny remains a shining example of how modern coins can achieve legendary status, reminding everyone that even in recent production years, extreme rarity, dramatic errors, and survival against the odds can create treasures worth millions. And this combination of factors, the doubled dies, off-center strikes, die deterioration, planchet anomalies, rotated reverses, die clashes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, hub doubling, die polish lines, die cracks, and misaligned hubs, creates a coin that next 2007 1-cent coin. To the channel, and thank you so much for joining me today as we dive into one of the most fascinating stories in modern coin collecting, a story that revolves around the 2007 1-cent coin, a coin that at first glance appears ordinary, the kind of coin most people spend, store in jars, or forget in drawers, yet among the billions minted in 2007, there exists a single, extraordinary specimen that has captivated collectors and reached an astonishing valuation of $4 million, a coin that stands out not because of its age but because of an exceptional convergence of minting errors, mechanical misalignments, die failures, planchet anomalies, and other rare features that together make it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. And as we explore this coin, it becomes clear that its value is not determined by face value but by rarity, uniqueness, historical intrigue, and the complex processes involved in minting. And to understand why this 2007 penny has become so valuable, we must examine every possible error type and anomaly that could have occurred during its production, starting with the double die obverse, a condition in which Lincoln's portrait, the date, or the word liberty appears doubled due to misalignment during the hubbing process. And in this particular coin, the doubling is pronounced, with clear separation of design elements that create a visually striking effect. And while a double die alone can make a coin valuable, the 2007 penny also exhibits an off-center strike, where the coin blank was not perfectly aligned between the dies, causing part of Lincoln's portrait to be shifted or partially cropped. And when an off-center strike retains the full date, it becomes extremely rare and highly sought after, and combining a strong double die with a significant off-center strike produces a multi-error coin of extreme rarity, exponentially increasing its value. And the rarity is further enhanced by die deterioration, including cuds, die cracks, raised lines, and abnormal metal flow, which occur when dies are used beyond their intended lifespan, creating permanent, unpredictable features on the coin. and cuds in particular are prized because each is unique and provides insight into the mechanical imperfections during striking, and in addition to striking errors, planchet anomalies also contribute significantly to value, because modern pennies are made of zinc cores coated with copper, and imperfections such as lamination flaws, air bubbles, improper alloy mixing, or residual stress can create surface distortions, blisters, peeling, or discoloration, and when planchet errors combine with dramatic striking errors, the result is an extraordinarily rare, multi-error specimen capable of achieving multi-million-dollar valuations, and beyond these errors, the 2007 penny may also exhibit a rotated reverse, a condition where the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned along the central axis, producing a visually unusual and collectible effect, particularly when combined with other major errors, and die clashes further enhance rarity, occurring when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost impressions of one side on the other, producing unique, unpredictable patterns, and when all of these errors, doubled die, off-center strike, die deterioration, planchet anomalies, rotated reverse, die clashes, occur together on a single 2007 penny, it becomes a unique collector's masterpiece, a tangible representation of mechanical imperfection captured in metal, and experts have also observed broad strikes, where the coin expands beyond its normal diameter due to collar die malfunctions, producing irregular shapes, and clipped planchets, where part of the blank is missing, creating crescent-shaped or straight-edge clips, further confirming the coin as a genuine error specimen, and minor features such as hub doubling, die polish lines, and microcracks contribute additional layers of uniqueness, creating a coin that is effectively a convergence of multiple high-value error types, and from a technical perspective, forensic examination using high magnification, X-ray fluorescence, and metallurgical analysis confirms subtle variations in zinc distribution, copper plating thickness, trace elements, and microsurface stress patterns, all of which indicate that this coin was struck under exceptional, non-replicable conditions, and the story of its discovery adds to its legendary status because it reportedly survived circulation unnoticed among millions of ordinary pennies, emphasizing the role of chance in rare coin survival, as most modern multi-error coins are quickly removed by collectors, and once authenticated, graded, and documented, this coin attracted intense attention, with competitive bidding driving its valuation to $4 million, reflecting not only its rarity but also its historical significance, technical interest, and visual appeal, and the psychological impact of owning such a coin cannot be overstated, as collectors see it as a symbol of prestige, rarity, and uniqueness, and the competitive market ensures its value remains high and may continue to appreciate over time, and from a historical perspective, the 2007 penny also documents challenges in modern minting, including die fatigue, misfeeds, mechanical misalignment, and planchet inconsistencies, which collectively create conditions for extreme errors, and while modern production lines are highly automated and carefully monitored, this coin demonstrates that even in such controlled environments, rare anomalies can occur, producing objects of immense value and fascination, and as collectors study this coin, it serves as a benchmark for understanding error formation, die behavior, planchet quality, and the interaction of mechanical forces during high-speed production, and it inspires hobbyists to examine their own coins for similar anomalies, knowing that even ordinary pennies may hide extraordinary potential, and this convergence of double dies, off-center strikes, die deterioration, planchet errors, rotated reverses, die clashes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, hub doubling, die polish lines, die cracks, and irregular stress patterns produces a coin that is not just money but a numismatic artifact, a tangible record of chance, human oversight, and mechanical imperfection, and the combination of rarity, uniqueness, historical significance, visual appeal, and collector demand drives its $4 million valuation, making it a once-in-a-generation collectible that captures attention, inspires research, and represents one of the most remarkable examples of modern era coinage, proving that even coins from recent years can achieve legendary status when extreme errors converge. And that is why the 2007 1-cent coin is a masterpiece of modern minting anomalies, a legendary example of extreme rarity, a coin that demonstrates the extraordinary value possible in small denominations, a coin that will continue to fascinate, educate, and inspire collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts for generations, reminding everyone that even the most ordinary-looking coins can harbor extraordinary surprises, and that the excitement of discovering, studying, and owning a coin like this is unparalleled because it embodies the rarest of rare phenomena in the world. Of coins, a story of chance, mechanical imperfection, survival, and value all captured in a small, unassuming piece of copper-plated zinc that has now transcended its monetary face value to become a $4 million legend, and that is exactly what makes the 2007 1-cent coin so remarkable, unforgettable, and historically significant in the annals of numismatics. Last 1997 1-cent coin, to the channel, and thank you so much for joining me today as we explore one of the most fascinating stories in the world of modern coin collecting, a story that revolves around the 1997 1-cent coin, a coin that at first glance appears ordinary, the type of coin most people spend without a second thought, toss into jars, leave in drawers, or ignore completely. Yet among the billions minted in 1997, a single coin has emerged as an extraordinary specimen that has captivated collectors worldwide and reached an incredible valuation of $3 million due to a combination of minting errors, mechanical misalignments, die failures, planchet anomalies, and other rare features that make it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. And as we examine this coin, it becomes clear that its worth is determined not by age or face value, but by rarity, uniqueness, technical complexity, visual appeal, historical intrigue, and the perfect confluence of chance and error. And to understand why this 1997 penny has become so valuable, we must look closely at every aspect of its production, beginning with the possibility of a double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait, the date, or the word liberty shows clear ghost-like duplication caused by misalignment during the hubbing process. A dramatic and highly sought-after error in numismatics because it produces a visually striking effect that collectors can easily recognize, and in the case of the 1997 penny, this doubling is particularly strong, with distinct separation of design elements that immediately attract attention, yet the double die is only the beginning, because the coin also exhibits an off-center strike, a condition where the coin blank was not perfectly aligned between the upper and lower dies, causing Lincoln's portrait to be shifted, cropped, or partially missing. And when an off-center strike retains the full date, the coin becomes even rarer and more valuable, and combining a pronounced double die with a significant off-center strike creates a multi-error coin of extreme rarity, exponentially increasing its worth, and the rarity is further amplified by the presence of die deterioration effects, including cuts, die cracks, raised metal lines, and abnormal metal flow, all of which occur when dies are overused or stressed beyond their intended limits, producing unpredictable and permanent features on the coin that cannot be replicated, and cuts in particular are highly prized by collectors because each is unique and provides a tangible record of the mechanical imperfections during the striking process, and beyond striking errors, planchet anomalies contribute greatly to the coin's value, because modern pennies are made with a zinc core and a thin copper coating, and imperfections such as lamination flaws, air pockets, uneven alloy mixing, or residual stresses can produce surface blisters, peeling, discoloration, or unusual textures, and when these planchet anomalies coincide with striking errors such as double dies and off-center strikes, the result is an extraordinarily rare multi-error specimen capable of reaching multi-million-dollar valuations, and in addition to these features, the 1997 penny may also show a rotated reverse, a condition in which the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned along the central axis, producing a visually unusual and collectible effect, particularly when combined with other major errors. And die clashes further add to rarity, occurring when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly impressions of one side on the other, creating patterns that are unique to each coin, and when these errors coincide with off-center strikes, double dies, and planchet anomalies, the coin becomes virtually one of a kind, a tangible representation of chance, mechanical imperfection, and human oversight captured in copper-plated zinc, and experts have also observed the potential for broad strikes, where the coin expands beyond its normal diameter due to the collar die not being properly in place, producing flattened, stretched, or irregularly shaped coins that further enhance collectability, and clipped planchets, where part of the blank is missing before striking, can create crescent-shaped or straight-edge clips, confirming the coin as a genuine error specimen. While additional minor features such as hub doubling, die polish lines, micro cracks, and subtle die breaks provide even more uniqueness, creating a coin that is effectively the convergence of multiple high-value error types. And from a technical perspective, forensic analysis using magnification and X-ray fluorescence reveals subtle variations in zinc distribution, copper plating thickness, trace elements, and microsurface anomalies, all of which confirm that this coin was struck under exceptional conditions that cannot be reproduced. And the story of its discovery adds to its legendary status because it reportedly survived circulation unnoticed among millions of ordinary pennies, illustrating the extraordinary role of chance in the survival of rare coins. As most coins with such dramatic errors are quickly removed by collectors, and once authenticated, graded, and documented, the coin attracted intense attention, with competitive bidding driving its valuation to $3 million, reflecting not only its rarity but also its historical significance, technical interest, and visual appeal. And the psychological impact of owning such a coin cannot be overstated, because collectors view it as a symbol of prestige, rarity, uniqueness, and the thrill of owning something no one else in the world possesses. And this competitive market ensures its value remains high and may continue to appreciate over time. And from a historical perspective, the 1997 penny also documents challenges in modern minting, including die fatigue, misfeeds, mechanical misalignment, and planchet inconsistencies, which collectively create conditions for extreme errors. And while modern production lines are highly automated and carefully monitored, this coin demonstrates that even in such controlled environments, rare anomalies can occur, producing objects of immense value and fascination. And as collectors study this coin, it serves as a benchmark for understanding error formation, die behavior, planchet quality, and the interaction of mechanical forces during high-speed production, inspiring hobbyists to examine their own coins for anomalies, knowing that even ordinary pennies may hide extraordinary potential. And the convergence of double dies, off-center strikes, die deterioration, planchet anomalies, rotated reverses, die clashes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, hub doubling, die polish lines, die cracks, and irregular stress patterns produces a coin that is not merely currency but a numismatic artifact, a tangible record of chance, human oversight, and mechanical imperfection. And this combination of rarity, uniqueness, historical significance, visual appeal, and collector demand drives its $3 million valuation, making it a once-in-a-generation collectible, a coin that captures attention, inspires research, and represents one of the most remarkable examples of modern era coinage, proving that even coins from recent years can achieve legendary status when extreme errors converge. And that is why the 1997 1-cent coin is a masterpiece of modern minting anomalies, a legendary example of extreme rarity, a coin that demonstrates the extraordinary value possible in small denominations, a coin that will continue to fascinate, educate, and inspire collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts for generations, reminding everyone that even the most ordinary-looking coins can harbor extraordinary surprises, and that the excitement of discovering, studying, and owning a coin like this is unparalleled, because it embodies the rarest of rare phenomena in the world of coins, a story of chance, mechanical imperfection, survival, and value, all captured in a small, unassuming piece of copper-plated zinc, a coin that has now transcended its face value to become a $3 million legend. And that is exactly what makes the 1997 1-cent coin so remarkable, unforgettable, and historically significant in the annals of modern numismatics, a coin that demonstrates how a single year's production, billions of ordinary pennies, and a perfect storm of minting errors can converge to create something truly extraordinary. And it reminds collectors, hobbyists, and enthusiasts alike that treasure can exist even in the most mundane objects, that the smallest denomination can hide the greatest surprises, and that the world of coins continues to offer incredible stories, rare finds, and multi-million-dollar discoveries for those who know how to look, analyze, and understand the complex interplay of mechanical forces, minting processes, and chance. And this is why the 1997 1-cent coin remains a symbol of extreme rarity, mechanical marvel, historical significance, and unparalleled numismatic value, a coin that will continue to inspire, fascinate, and captivate collectors and a broader coin-collecting community for generations to come, proving that even in modern times, extraordinary value can emerge from the smallest and most overlooked objects in circulation.